Hi, folks. You ever notice how Democrats keep lecturing us about saving democracy while their cities look like open-air crime museums with exhibits curated by none other than Gavin Newsom, the weirdo-in-chief presiding over California's decline? See, they've had decades to fix the streets, but chose instead to double down on chaos, which is why President Trump ends up being the only adult in the room sending in the National Guard, because mayors can't tell the difference between leadership and improv night now. So, starting us off today, we head over to Chicago, where the political class doesn't want Trump, but the people on the ground, well, that's a whole other story.
Chicago is a war zone.
You think he should send the National Guard to Chicago?
I really do.
Yeah. Tell me.
To assist, not to make arrests, of course, to assist, to maybe stop, just be a deterrent, So I really am in favor of what he's doing in D.C. with it.
You are?
Oh, I really am.
Tell me.
But, listen, how many people have died in D.C. since we started? How many people have got shot and killed?
Yeah. I know it's minimal. I don't know. It was none.
It was zero for a long time.
Yeah, I haven't looked for it
there
in the
may
past
have been
couple of
one
days.
since. I don't know.
Yeah.
But listen, how can you be more BLM than saving their lives?
But you know that crime is down already.
Yeah, but you also know that it's high. I mean, carjacking, even the mayor said carjacking have went down 86%. Come on. What is the real goal here? Is it to take over a city, or is it to keep people safe? That's what you have to determine.
I think it's to take over a city.
I don't. I think it's to keep people safe.
Osh!
I really.
Don Lemon has clearly learned absolutely nothing since getting booted from CNN. Now he's getting confronted on the street by regular people who are tired of his BS and just want law and order back in their lives, something they've been deprived of because of Democrat policies. And when those folks finally speak up, what do they get? Well, they get scolded with a bunch of cosmeticized numbers meant to gaslight them into thinking everything's just fine. And let me tell you something, folks, it's not. Okay? The reason Democrats claim crime is down is because the numbers are cooked. Police departments across the country are facing historic staffing shortages. In Chicago alone, there are about 1,500 fewer officers today than in 2019. Fewer cops means slower response times, more calls closed without arrests, and criminals who know they won't get caught. On top of that, underreporting is a massive problem. The Bureau of Justice Statistics shows that about 40% of violent crimes and over 50% of property crimes go unreported every year. And since 2020, the gap between victim surveys and official reports has only grown in big cities. So when Democrats brag about lower crime, all they're really measuring is how much never makes it into the system. And let's not ignore the legal sleight of hand at play here. Democrats have quietly rewritten laws to downgrade crimes. California's Prop 47 turned thefts under $950 from felonies into misdemeanors, fueling a wave of shoplifting and retail theft while magically making the stats look softer. Other blue states like New York and Illinois pushed bail reform that reduces pretrial detention for many offenses. Democrats call it fighting discrimination against the poor. Critics point out it fuels repeat offenses and puts dangerous people back on the streets faster. And we're seeing the consequences of that everywhere. Just this past week in Charlotte, a man with nearly a dozen prior arrests stabbed a Ukrainian refugee in the neck on a bus, completely unprovoked. The mayor called it a senseless crime, but let's be honest, folks, it makes perfect sense once you look at the policies that allowed it to happen in the first place. That's the real story. Crime didn't disappear. It was pushed off the books, reclassified, or ignored. So when Don Lemon parrots that things are getting better, remember this. Your streets aren't safer. The system's just been rigged to hide how bad things really are.